Ever toss and turn some nights like you just can't switch off? Yeah.
We blame stress, late night coffee. But what if the culprit's way sneakier, like literally hiding in your house?
Going for that spooky vibe, huh? I like it.
Well, it is kind of creepy. We're diving into mold this time, and not the, oh, forgot the leftovers kind.
Right. Oh, is that a weird stain on the wall
Gotcha.
kind?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to help us get to the bottom of this, we've got insights from CARSI. That's the Cleaning and Restoration Science Institute, for anyone new here. They're all about the science of clean living. And it turns out mold's more than just an eyesore.
It really is. Most people, they smell something musty, figure a little cleaning's all it needs.
Makes sense, right? Out of sight, out of mind. But mold's sneaky. It's not just about the smell, it's about what you're breathing in without realizing it and how that messes with your sleep, your health.
Okay, now you're making me nervous. We did touch on this in our sleep hygiene episode, but let's go deeper. For those of us who missed it, how does mold even do that? Like, it's on the wall, I'm in bed. What's the connection?
Tiny invaders, basically. Mold releases spores, allergens, all that microscopic junk right into the air. You sleep, you breathe it in all night long.
Oh, fantastic. So I'm basically marinating in mold spores every night. Attractive thought.
Not exactly the sleep spa experience, no. And your body, it doesn't just ignore these intruders. It fights back.
Hence the dreaded nighttime sniffles. I knew it wasn't always just a cold.
Could be part of it, sure. But mold triggers those allergy symptoms big time. Coughing, that stuffy nose.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's working overtime when it should be resting. Good luck getting decent sleep then.
So it's not just in my head. Sometimes I am allergic to my own apartment.
Could be. And allergies are just part of it. Mold also messes with histamine. That's the thing allergy meds try to block, right?
Right, because it makes you miserable.
Exactly. But it also throws off your sleep hormones. So even if you doze off, your body's not getting the right signals to fall into deep, restful sleep. No wonder you wake up feeling worse.
That explains a lot. I thought I was just a chronically bad sleeper, but maybe my apartment hates me. And I guess it's not just any mold, right? There are different types.
Oh yeah, they're not all created equal, that's for sure. You got your garden variety mildew, and then you've got the heavy hitters. This is where the case of Awabadi Shack comes in, a really tragic story that shows just how serious this can get. This poor kid.
It's a stark reminder that this isn't just about aesthetics. It can be a serious health hazard.
Absolutely. And speaking of serious, CARSI gave us some info on the usual suspects we find in homes. Get ready for some names that sound straight out of a biohazard lab. Stachybotrys, penicillium, aspergillus. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
They do love their scientific names, don't they? Makes it sound extra menacing, though. To keep things simple, let's pick one. Stachybotrys, and that's black mold to you and me. Why is this one public enemy number one?
Well, it's got this charming habit of releasing mycotoxins. Basically poisonous stuff.
Catchy name. Definitely not putting that on my vision board for a healthy home. So we're talking next level bad, not just a few sneezes.
Right. And to make things worse, this stuff loves to hide. Damp, dark, undisturbed spots. That's prime real estate for black mold. Think behind walls, under floors.
So you might not even know it's there until it's too late.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to know the signs. See anything black, greenish black, dark gray, especially in damp areas. Don't wait around. That's your cue to take action.
Okay, so allergies, toxins, hidden threats, mold's got it all. But there's more, isn't there? Didn't CARSI say something about mental health too? Like mold messes with your mind?
It's true. It's not just physical. Imagine this. You're living in a space, there might be mold, you're worried about your family's health. That does things to you.
Constant low-level stress, basically, which then makes it harder to sleep.
Exactly. Vicious cycle. And then you've got the fact that some mold, it can release chemicals that affect the brain directly.
So it's not just me being dramatic, there's actual science behind this.
Oh, absolutely. Studies show people living with mold, they're more likely to experience anxiety, depression, even have trouble thinking straight. It's called cognitive impairment. Not pretty.
Easy to feel like we're at the mercy of this invisible enemy, right? But we're not powerless. There's stuff we can do starting right now to take back our sleep sanctuaries.
You bet. Knowledge is power. And knowing the enemy, that's step one. The good news is CARSI's got a ton of practical advice.
Okay, let's get tactical. What's the number one thing our listener can do to kickstart this mold-fighting mission?
Mold, it's a party animal. Loves humidity. Keep your home's humidity below 60%. That's the trick. Especially in those damp zones, basements, bathrooms.
I have a dehumidifier that's been collecting dust for months.
Oh, that's your cue. Think of it as an investment. better sleep, and overall health.
Makes sense. And what about ventilation?
Never underestimate the power of fresh air. Open the windows. Even for a little bit each day, it makes a difference.
Good reminder, especially with fall and winter coming up, we're less likely to crank the windows open.
Totally. And little things add up. Run the exhaust fan after cooking, showering, especially in those smaller rooms. Gets rid of that extra moisture.
Solid advice. These are all things we can do ourselves. But when should someone call in a pro?
If you're seeing big patches, especially that black mold we talked about, it's best to leave it to the experts. They've got the right gear, the know-how. It's safer that way.
So it's about knowing our limits. Some battles we call in the cavalry.
Exactly. You wouldn't rewire your whole house yourself, right?
Right? Probably not. I'd end up in the dark.
Exactly. So with something that could be hazardous, especially if it's widespread, pros make sure it's handled properly for your peace of mind.
Makes you realize there's probably a bunch of spots in my own house I should check when I get home. Under the sink, that little corner where I never dust.
See, you're getting it. Awareness is key. That's half the battle right there. That damp corner in the basement you keep meaning to deal with, that leaky faucet. Little things, but they can turn into big mold problems if you let them.
Easy to ignore till it's too late, right? So we've covered what mold is, how it messes with our sleep, even our minds, and what we can do about it. But if there's one thing you want our listeners to remember from today, what would it be?
That you're in control. You have the power to create a healthy sleep environment for yourself. It's not about being perfect, eliminating every single spore. It's about being proactive. Even small changes, they make a difference. For your sleep, your well-being, it adds up.
Love that. Taking back control. So no more blaming stress for those rough nights. Time to dig out those dehumidifiers, open some windows, and maybe give those suspicious corners a good once-over.
Exactly. A good night's sleep, it's an investment in yourself. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed, ready to take on the day. And your home, it should be a partner in that, not working against you.
Couldn't agree more. Huge thanks to CARS for the insights, really empowering stuff. For everyone listening, if you want more on mold, sleep, healthy homes, we've got links on our website. And hey, if you dug this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, all that good stuff. We'll be back soon with more. Until then, sleep tight and mold free.